not making excuses for the results that we're getting in our life, whether they're effective or ineffective. We also, talked about executing, and Kenny did a fantastic job on expounding on that. And last week we talked about adjusting the sails. We can be optimistic or pessimistic, or we could just adjust the sails on what's going on in our life, and we have control over the direction that we go in our life. And tonight I kind of just want to piggyback on that and just talk about mindset. I heard it mentioned, Cian mentioned it, Kenny mentioned it, Desmond mentioned it, and even, Calais touched on it briefly, but mindset is so important in whatever we're doing in life, whether we're being a husband, a dad, a mother, or whatever we're doing. Our mindset is totally important. I saw this quote the other day that really was impressive. It says, "What consumes your mind controls your life." What consumes your mind controls your life. So our mind is like this ground that's really fertile. It doesn't care what you plant in it, it's going to grow. It's going to grow. When you plant a seed in your mind, it doesn't care. It's arbitrary. It does not care what kind of seed it is. It's going to grow, and you're going to reap a huge harvest. And you got to ask yourself, what kind of harvest do you want to reap? So if you're spending a lot of time talking about the bills, or this isn't going to work out, or I'll never be this, or I'll never become that, that's what you're going to create. I heard it said to think is to create. And I'm talking about thinking. A lot of people mistake mental activity for thinking, and it's not. Thinking is actually observing and analyzing and kind of like a cow that's chewing the cud of these things that you're faced with. And so what are you planting in your mind, in that fertile ground of your mind? What are you thinking? Sometimes there's a lot of negative stuff that goes on in the world. And, from that we see it on our TV screens. And I me and Kenny, we got a couple shows that we talk about that we like to watch and stuff like that. But most of the time we're reading, we're listening to books on tapes, we're helping the team out, we're dreaming. We haven't spent a lot of time on the phone just dreaming about what we're going to do next. And guess what? Everything that we have been talking about has came to pass, and like in rapid motion, because we're planting that seed in our mind, and our mind is taking it saying, okay, the output, based on what you're inputting, the output is going to be thus. And it's always usually bigger than sometimes what we could imagine it to be. And so my challenge, I guess, for lack of a better term, is to really, when you sit down in front of the television, or if you're going to a movie, or if you're getting ready to read something or watch a video or something, just ask yourself the question. I'm not talking about just entertainment. I'm not against that. But if we're spending a majority of our time on unfruitful stuff, you got to ask yourself, why is my life looking the way it's looking if you're not getting the results that you want? So before you sit down to do something, whether it's you got goals in the gym, whether it's goals in your business, ask yourself, if what am I about to do right now, is that going to bring about a positive result or a negative result in my life? Is it going to get me closer to my goal or further away from my goal? So, and that's any activity that you're engaging in. Is it going to get me closer to my goal or push me away from my goal? And again, I just want to put the disclaimer in, because some people will just like take stuff and run with it and go, and they're extremists. You got to have a certain level of balance in your life to have some entertainment and have fun and do some things. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, that my grandmother used to tell me. And so it's really important. I just want to stress, what we put into our mind is so important. We want to be able to feed our mind with stuff that's going to be productive, because we're going to be passing on this opportunity to other people. We're going to be passing on what we know to other people, and we want to pass on the good stuff, right? And so take time, whether you're in your car, download Audible. I'm in my car a lot, so I download the Audible app, and I'll listen to Earl Nightingale and Bob Proctor and Napoleon Hill. And, I'm constantly feeding my mind, because as I grow, so does my business. As I grow, so does my family. As I grow, so does my bank account. And so, the second law of thermodynamics, if you're not growing, you're decaying, right? If you're not growing, you're decaying. And I want everybody on this team to grow by leaps and bounds. And the way that you grow is by feeding and nourishing your mind. So find something to expand yourself, to challenge yourself. Do things that you wouldn't normally do. Get out of your comfort zone. You guys heard me say it all the time, that everything you want is on the other side of the decision, and that's directly outside of your comfort zone, right? For some of you, you're nervous and afraid of doing certain things, but go out there and do them anyway, right? Do them anyway, because that's where courage comes in. It's no shame in being afraid of something. It's just not. I see so many people beat on the chest, I ain't scared of nothing, but everybody has something that they're leery of or concerned about, and they deal with it differently, but do it anyway. And so, like I said, what consumes your mind controls your life. Don't let debt, don't let the bills, don't let negative people, the naysayers, don't let yourself control your life. Don't let those thoughts control your life. Don't let that take up residence in your mind and in your heart. You gotta get the fugitives out of your mind, period. And I'm looking forward to just seeing you guys continue to grow and blossom. Man, it's great news. Our team is over 35,000, man. I remember a few weeks ago, we were like celebrating 24K, right? And look at how fast we're growing. This is the potential of what we have here. So continue to just fill your mind with positive stuff. Think about who you want to be, who you want to become, what you want to do and have. Man, think about those things. Those things are profitable for you. And the more that you fill your mind with those things, you're going to see them pan out in your life, man. I guarantee it. I'm a living proof of that. My wife is. A lot of the leaders and many of you on this call are already doing this stuff. Continue to do it. And if you're not doing it, get on board and fill your mind with some positive stuff. Back to you, Kenny.
Just keep talking for another 5 minutes, bro.
Okay, so no, just kidding.
No, it's so true. I remember I was reading about a study, and there was this term. You guys know what a redwood tree is? They're big giant trees. Some of these big giant trees, they can't move, so they build roads to them. But there's this big redwood tree on the side of the road, and you could see this redwood tree from miles away. It was so big, and everyone kept hitting this redwood tree. So they put up a yield sign, slow down. People kept hitting the redwood tree. Then they put up flashing yellow signs next to the redwood tree, and people kept hitting the redwood tree. And then they interviewed some of the people that were hitting the redwood tree, and they said, couldn't you see the redwood tree? They said, yes, we could see it from so far away. It's so big. They said, couldn't you see the yield signs? He said, yes, we saw them as well. They said, couldn't you see the flashing yellow lights? He said, yes. What were you thinking about before you hit the redwood tree? And you know what they all said? That they don't want to hit the redwood tree. That was their focal point. And they hit the redwood tree. So whatever you focus on is what will happen in life. Your thoughts, like Kwame said, become your words, which should become your action. So if you want more action in life, if you want more things to happen in a positive manner in your life, if you want to achieve more goals in your life, like he said, you need to think about it. Then you need to speak about it. And then you need to bust your hump until you achieve it. And that's pretty much the keys to success. And a lot of people on this call are like, man, I got on this call to learn more about how the BTC package works. But guess what? If you're on this call, it's because you got on this call because you want to grow your business and you want to have more abundance in life and more freedom in life for you and your family in whatever way that could mean. I don't know what that is. Maybe you're just whatever. Maybe you're just tired of being tired, and maybe you're just tired of not being able to do the things that you want to do with who you want to do it when you want to do it. That's why you're on this call. And everything that we speak about on these calls is to prepare you and get you in the right mindset with the right thoughts and words and actions to help you achieve your goals and what you ultimately want your life to be able to be a creator of your life. So very powerful things happen on these calls, and I would definitely recommend you getting every single person on your team every single week, because I get on these calls and I get filled up. And it takes me a lot to be excited. And to see the leaders that spend their